Hello members. We committed at the end of last year to continue our campaign with the focus being that goodwill is gone. It was understood that at the time it was to have minimal effect on students and the public education brand, that workloads must not increase, and that the goal would be to assert pressure to have the 266 teachers that have been taken from us put back in place, and that no further cuts will occur in the budget that will be delivered in May. 4 key messages were delivered to us by you members in 2012, and we passed those on to the government and the department. And they were that you wanted more support for students with additional needs, you wanted a new funding model known as Gonski, but just as importantly you wanted to know that there would be limits on workloads and on expectations, and also that the workforce would be supported and valued. And unfortunately it's the latter two that I'm talking to you today about. The Liberal state government and the department have disregarded those last two findings. The Hodgman government will have completed its purging of 260 FTE employees, teachers and auxiliary staff by the 1st of July, and your workloads are soaring. Not only that, but this actually equates to 5% of the in-school workforce that has led to this dramatic rise in workloads that are being felt across the board. Tasmania is well ahead of all other states in implementing the national curriculum. At the moment we are implementing mathematics, English, science, history and geography. And this year, with less resources, you have been asked to implement health and PE curriculum from K to 10, as well as reporting and assessing. You have also been asked, at least at grade 10 level for this year, and will progress to right throughout the K to 10 area, the My Education curriculum. Further, the Minister has closed down the day of the 20th of July, which was to be one of your professional learning days, due to the fact that you took a 2-hour stop work meeting on the 27th of November last year. In fact, on that day, 60 of the schools would have remained open all day, and 136 of the 196 schools, 2/3 of them, would have been all open as of 10:30 in that morning. It shows a complete disregard for professional learning of staff, and it is unfortunate that he did so on that day. The government has made poor choices. As we view it, the government has allocated $45.5 million onto a program which is now affecting the compulsory years of schooling from K to 10. You're paying for it. It is money that would have seen teachers, student programs and other support retained. I'd like to recall that a survey was conducted in August of last year when the budget was announced of principals. 3 of the 40 principals looked at the budget and were able to say that the state budget would assist them to achieve the better outcomes for students. Emphatically, 25 said it would not. Nothing was taken from that data that suggested that there would be a change in the way the money would be spent or allocated. Our public schools are suffering. You know it. We now know it. You have served your state and you have served your communities really well by getting them set up this year so that they could run as well as they are at the moment. But in doing so, you have been forced to compromise your ability to properly and fully educate your students. Not only that, but also looking after your own health and well-being. We also know it cannot be maintained. We have had meetings with reps all of last week around the state. We have followed that up with a council meeting on Friday, and from that the council has instructed the AEU to survey members now on potential actions that are being suggested for us to implement as early as term 2 of this year. Having seen this video, what I ask you to do now is to complete the survey as soon as you can, so that we are made aware of your thoughts about where we should go from here. We will then meet as a council again and report back to you at your workplace level before the end of this term, for you to give some time to making some decisions and to direct us about actions we will all be taking. Thank you very much.